Today we are breaking down Suga Sean O'Malley, and let's just get right into it. This man is a striker. At distance, no one can pick him apart. I mean, this guy is going to land jabs. He's going to land so many different things that you're not going to know what hit you. And the way that he sets us up, I think, makes him one of the best strikers that we have seen, not only just in this bantamweight division, but in the UFC in general. And when you look back at some of the tape, this man feints almost every single time that he steps in the octagon. And it's crazy because when you look at certain types of fights, right, you see that some person's landing one, they're landing one. Suga just knows how to mix it up, and his 1-2 is great. His 1-1-2 is great. He is just feinting, changing levels. He's going to the body. He's going up top. He's feinting a knee and then throwing a roundhouse kick behind it. This guy is going to make you jump, and he's not even anywhere near close to touching you. And that's what I think makes Suga Sean O'Malley so great, is that he is such a good striker that he can mix it up, whether it is a kick, whether it is a very nice teep, which he loves the teep to create that distance. He's going to do it all. And as a striker, he's kind of like a wonder boy in this bantamweight division. I know it's a little different. He doesn't have that full side stance, but what he does very well is he can mix both stances in flawlessly, and he fights out of both of them, which makes it a stylistic nightmare for so many different fighters. I know if you're orthodox and you're trying to fight a southpaw, it is increasingly difficult because you have to game plan so much more than you would against an orthodox. And if you are match stancing somebody, it is a different fight, and that's what Suga Sean does very well. He switches up not only the stances, but what he'll do is he'll switch the stance, continue the feints, get you to jump, and then make his read. And something he loves to do is just break the guard, and what that means is if someone has their hands up like this, he's going to break the one hand down and then crack them with the other. He does that a lot with, it seems like a reaching 3 and then pulls for a 2. So essentially he just makes you work, and what he does very well is the distance that it takes for you to get to him. He makes it like a drowning water and a quicksand, if you will, and he essentially picks you apart. He'll dance on you. He'll do his little dribbling. I mean, he calls them feints. I guess he's right, but he'll feint like that, and it's so nice to see someone mix it up on all three levels in a bantamweight division, that you have some just powerful hitters, but you don't have someone as him. I mean, he's a very tall guy. He's a lengthy guy. Some people call him a weight bully. I mean, if you can make the weight, boom, that's your division. But Suga Sean O'Malley is a master of feints. He uses feints to set everything up, and he uses the distance to then gauge what to do. And whether it's off of Eddie Wineland's knockout, where he's feinting an uppercut coming down over, Suga just mixes up better than anybody. And whether, again, you were talking about a very, very sound opponent in Petr Yan, where do you believe he won? Do you believe he lost? It doesn't matter, because Suga still won. That is what I'm getting to. He finds a way to win these fights. And when you compare it to the Chito Veras, where you just have a very durable guy, and if he can't knock you out, he's going to make sure he puts on a show. And that's what he did with Chito. And he had one of the best bantamweight dominant performance championship title fights that we have seen in a minute. I know you want to bring up the Cody Garbrandt and Dom Cruz, but when you are a champion like Sean was, and he's at that caliber, and you have Chito Vera, where he did technically knock you out before, to go on and put a performance like that, he loves, and I'm talking about Sean here, loves to throw a nice knee. He's so rangy that his knee is like a little teep kick for us small guys, and he essentially does a nice little Muay Thai grab at the back and pulls you into that knee, and he does that very well. But what he does not do well is he gets wrestled. And what I mean by this is when he doesn't find that range, when someone darts in, he is susceptible to a double, susceptible to a single. I mean, we saw in the Merab fight, Merab was giving him no space, and obviously that is by design. But what Merab did very well against Sean was he smothered his distance. So he just kept pressing him. He kept putting Sean on the back foot. And Santi talked about this before. If you are on the back foot fighting, it is tiring. It is very tiresome for you to walk back, for you to be in stance the whole fight walking backwards. And what Sean did very well, at least for the first part of the fight, was trying to pick him with the 2. And if you know anything about Merab, he doesn't care about whatever punch is coming to him. He's going to time your 2 and he's going to take him down. And that's what he did with Sean O'Malley. And Suga Sean, his weaknesses lie within the wrestling. The jiu-jitsu, maybe not. I mean, he's been trying to throw up some weird submissions, but I think the majority of the submissions he threw up against Merab was just to kind of get him off his back. But the striking is what Sean's best at, and that is obviously what has gotten him to this stage, that has gotten him to a championship fight, that has gotten to be a champion himself. But the weaknesses lie within the wrestling and within those close quarters where he cannot fully extend, because he is, again, that long guy, and he uses feints and he uses everything, but he doesn't want to get in a bar fight. He doesn't want to get in a telephone booth and start just bah, bah, bah. It's not his game. His game is distance. It is picking you apart. It is 1-1-2. It is teep. It 360 round kicks. That's his game, and that's what Sean does very well. How he beats Merab? Well, this is exactly how.
Sean O'Malley has taken changes into his lifestyle now. Recently, it's been told that he stopped smoking weed, stopped playing video games. He also stopped yanking one out every night. And it's interesting to see how that might change in his, I guess, approach. He might be a lot more serious going into this. He might have more of a game plan, because in that first fight, I felt like Sean O'Malley was just not throwing enough. He was not giving Merab enough offense to worry about. And when he did, it was about the 5th round where it was Merab able to just coast through a minute and a half after being hurt through the teep in the stomach. Sean O'Malley, possibly from this lifestyle change, can start developing, I guess, more of a game plan, and that's all he has to think about. If he's not playing video games, smoking weed, drinking, gambling, not yanking the Johnny, I mean, he's not going to do anything other than this fight. He's going to be training his ass off. And I think this time around, he's actually going to have a very well-versed game plan based off hours on top of hours of footage of Merab. Now, if I was in the Sean O'Malley camp, I think the main thing to look at is a guy like Jack Della Maddalena and his way of boxing while also being a counter wrestler. I think O'Malley can snipe from a very long range, but not overthrow and not leave himself susceptible to these glass double legs or single legs for Merab. Another thing O'Malley can learn to do is just be able to limp his legs through his kicks. When he's throwing these teeps and body kicks, he could possibly just limp. And I know that sounds very exaggerate. A lot of these Thai guys are learning to do this in kickboxing, where when they catch the kick, their ability to then square their hips back to their opponent and get out of the catch. Merab likes to crash the distance from catching kicks. A lot of his takedowns come from catching the low kicks or catching a body kick, turning it into a knee tap, turning it into a double leg or a single leg. Merab's game plan of crashing the distance can come from his kicks, can come from O'Malley's kicks. So O'Malley needs to be really careful of where he's going to place him and how he's going to evade him as well. O'Malley overall seems so focused in this title match, which was something that didn't seem really prevalent in that first fight. It was the spectacle of this fear and O'Malley being this big star that we kind of got away from the actual fight itself against Merab. And that's the thing. At the end of the day, this is Merab the Balashvili. This is going to be a war. This is going to be a tough fight. You're not going to be in a fight against Merab and it's going to be easy. I think O'Malley needs to learn how to crash the distance with Merab and be able to quickly move in with his offense and quickly evade out with his defense. We've seen guys crash in with Merab but then stay there, and Merab has a great way of controlling the distance and changing levels from you staying put, you staying in that complacent position. However, we have seen Merab absolutely shut down people from crashing in general and just leave them, like how that first matchup was against O'Malley. O'Malley was constantly at the defense, constantly moving backwards, and wasn't even throwing any real combination. It was only after Merab got hurt is when O'Malley started really pressing forward and starting his initiative, starting his combo. And I think those first 5 rounds are going to translate very well into the 6th round, which is going to be this rematch. And I think O'Malley's going to start off very quick. You have to know Merab's not going to get tired. You have to know that 4th and 5th round are going to be war round. You have to win the first 3, in my opinion, if you are going to fight Merab in a way to get to a decision. It's going to be almost impossible to knock his head out. It's a Georgian. It's a man that doesn't have many brain cells. He doesn't have a lot of things going in his head to really put that man out conscious. You have to think about a 5-round decision, and I think winning the first 3 rounds is prevalent in beating Merab. But that's a lot lot easier said than done. O'Malley has made changes in his lifestyle and has probably made changes in his fighting style as well, training with Izzy and trying to learn all around him. We might see a whole new O'Malley. We might see a new champion. If not, it's going to be interesting to see what he does after this fight, win or lose. Who do you think is going to win between O'Malley and Merab? Let me know in the comments. It's been Santi. It's been Studs.